Now here's something that probably not many people really care or have wondered about, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. And we have the Dura-Ace shift hoods and the Ultegra shift hoods. They are totally compatible with each other. So you can put Dura-Ace on Ultegra and you can put Ultegra on Dura-Ace. I actually have the Dura-Ace hoods now on my Ultegra shifters. And yeah, the only difference is that little pattern on the tops here. The Dura-Ace have like a continuous lines going down, while the Ultegra have kind of a break in the middle. Preference, I guess. I don't feel any difference at all. But if you look inside, you have all the little notches and bumps that will fit into the shift lever body. It's all the same. So yeah, totally interchangeable, no issues there. Now the second question might be, why would you do that? Do you save weight going with the Dura-Ace? And I'm sorry to inform you that no, you don't. Here we have the Dura-Ace hood, 23.5, Ultegra 24.1. So you say, oh yes, you do save some weight, but I'm sorry if I have to disappoint you. Here's the other side of the Ultegra, 23.2. So yeah, the exact same weight doesn't really matter. So the only reason you would actually swap these is whichever you find cheaper, at least in my experience. And they are very close in price. I actually got the replacement Dura-Ace ones that I swapped last time for the same price as the Ultegra's was. So that might actually be the only reason to ever go with one over the other. Even if you have Dura-Ace, if you found the Ultegra's cheaper, might as well go with them. Unless you really, really want that little Dura-Ace mark. Which, yeah, I know some people want, including me. Now, obviously, it's not often you really need to swap these. If you have a crash, for example, you might damage them a bit. And if you live in a really humid place like I do here in Japan in the summer, it's crazy. These get pretty gunky after a while with sweaty hands and all that mess. So I swap these maybe once every 2 years at least, or stuff like that. And usually it happens when I have the shifters off the bike, which is kind of a pain in the ass to actually swap. So I thought I would just give you another tip before we leave, so you can get some kind of value out of this video. And this is the tip of swapping these very simply. But the key is to keep the levers on the bike and do it that way. And that is a tip I actually got taught by my local bike shop manager, which is no longer with us. That sounded weird, he's not dead. The shop is no longer with us, but yeah, the guy I hope is still alive. But yeah, he taught me this. Have one of these flat straps kind of things. For removal, I have this little pin thingamajig, which is some kind of knitting utility. Don't ask me why, but this is just to be able to push this strap between the shift lever and the hood. And then thread this so you get the strap underneath the hood like so. And then you just need to use your strength and kind of pull on this strap to slowly get this over the hood. And this is way simpler than try to peel this off by hand and kind of stretch the ends and stuff like that. Putting it back is basically the same way, but just going backwards. Then you don't really need that pin thingamajig, but just thread it through the lever and then use the strap to pull, yeah, basically the whole thing over. And the good thing when you have this strap is you kind of stretch the main body of the rubber. When you do this without a strap and you just pull at the ends to like really stretch it over the bumps, just putting all that stress on the end of the rubber, then it's when you get those kind of floppy ends that really don't want to fit real nice. But I quickly realized when you do this strap solution, you don't stretch the hoods unnecessarily, at least at the end, so they all fit in pretty nice and neatly, and there you go. And in my opinion, some fresh new bar tape paired with a fresh new set of rubber hoods, there's nothing to make your bike feel really nice and shiny like that. And the good thing is these rubber hoods are actually not that expensive either. At least here in Japan, I can get a new set of the Ultegra or the Dura-Ace hoods for about the same price as a pair of new rolls of bar tape. So it's not a huge investment, especially if you just swap this out once every 2 years or something like that. But yeah, there you go. A little bit bummed that we didn't save any weight really, but it's always nice to have a nice, fresh feeling bike. So let's end it there. Catch you in the next one. Peace.